Oh, righty there. Yo, spotlight. Okay, there. So the meeting is started. So welcome everyone. This meeting will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel for for the viewing pleasures of everyone that wants to participate in the upcoming restaurant week. I'm Jason Chandersing, and I have with me Danielle Wedderburn, who's the Director of Communications for the City of Bridgeport, as well as Lauren Vincent Coakley, which is the CEO, and she runs Bridgeport DSSD, aka Colorful Bridgeport. Um, and this informational session that you're watching, that's recorded for you, is kind of giving you an update or a highlight of what's upcoming for Restaurant Week. So Restaurant Week, as you can see behind me, is going to be November 3rd to the 9th in the city of Bridgeport. Thank God I have that as my background with this and have a resource to go to. And it will be for all restaurants within the city of Bridgeport that are sit-in restaurants offering whatever type of cuisine. So it's really any restaurant within Bridgeport that wants to participate. Um, this will be an opportunity for you to highlight your business and to highlight your menu and the cuisine that you offer for the city of Bridgeport. It's going to be a week-long event. Again, starting on November the 3rd, going to the 9th. This forum will allow you. This forum will allow you to join in with other participating restaurants, as we've done in the past 2 years. This will be our third year having our citywide restaurant week. And if you are interested, again, there's no cost associated with this event. It's really just a matter of you registering. There will be a service offered through Ryder Travel um, that will be facilitating. They're going to create an entire website platform with nice, pictures and features and special menus should you decide to join. We're trying to get the representative here. However, we're going to have maybe in a few weeks, uh, maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the end of July, we're going to have another info session like this. This session was really a platform to hear from the restaurant owners, to kind of hear what you have to say about Restaurant Week, what your take on it is, what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Hey, this worked last year, but I found out that this didn't work. Can we do it this way? Can we do it that way? So this session was really meant for the restaurant owners of Bridgeport to kind of voice their concerns or opinions, critiques and criticisms, everything good or bad about what they want or what you want Restaurant Week to look like for you and your restaurant. Um, so again, this link will be put on our YouTube channel. We're going to go over a brief overview of some of the um, key date ranges that's going to be coming up between the next couple of months, so that you kind of have an overview of what to expect over the next 4 or 5 months as we gear up towards Restaurant Week. I know last year we had maybe, I think, Lauren, 30-ish restaurants that participated throughout the city, a bulk of them being downtown. Which is really good, gives a really good emphasis on downtown culture. We want to see that double. There are hundreds of restaurants in Bridgeport, and we want to make sure we get as many as possible. So if you yourself are watching this and you're not a restaurant owner, but maybe you have a business that's next door to a restaurant, maybe you have a friend that owns a restaurant. We want to make sure that everyone is privy to the information and open to the idea of joining a free restaurant week program, um, and have fun with it. So um, I want to. So the dates right now that we have tentatively is so between now and the end of July. So the next 4 weeks, we're going to have maybe one or two more of these platform discussions where we're going to invite restaurant owners to come in again and voice what they want Restaurant Week to look like, so we know how to shape it and mold it going accordingly going forward. So just look out for the email. I think from who I see, Miss Washington, she's already on our list. good morning. I'm gonna blast out emails on our social media as well as our email list to make sure that everyone, as much as possible, can be a part of this. So that'll be happening within the next 3 to 4 weeks. 1 or 2 more sound off. I'm calling them sound off sessions to kind of hear what the restaurant owners have to say. Between the end of July and the end of August, we're going to have the official Restaurant Week flyer that'll have the registration QR code, as well as the landing page for, oh, my light went off, as well as the landing page for Brighter, so that it's going to be a one-stop shop for all things Restaurant Week. We're we believe that Brighter will give a much more streamlined experience for the restaurants that wish to register. Everything will be done on that one site. By the next informational session, we'll have Matt from Brighter Travel. I might have forgot to send the invite. So he'll be here from Brighter Travel to kind of give an overview of what to expect, or what I can do. I'll probably have just a one-on-one with the planning, well, not one-on-one, but planning team and Matt, and we can do our own. Good morning. And we can have our own webinar, and then I'll record that, and then Matt can do a presentation, and then I can post that, so that we can do that before the next sound off panel, so that everyone can get an idea of what to expect for Restaurant Week. So that will be going out between July and August, so that by the end of August we'll start our registration, our official registration for Restaurant Week, to get all participating restaurants involved. This will be a all hands on deck effort, because again, the goal is to get as many restaurants as possible involved with our citywide Restaurant Week. So we're asking for the participation from all organizations. Miss Washington, we're asking for participation from all organizations. Maybe sharing it on your social media, sending it out to your email lists, emailing it, or whatever the case is. It's a free program, as most of our events here at SMBE are all free of charge for our businesses. So we want to just make sure that all hands are on deck to make sure that we can get as great of an experience as possible. And then, so that'll be by the end of August. So August, September, October will just be registration. It will just be restaurants registering, Matt from Brighter Travel building the website, so that when we go live, I think we'll probably have a cutoff date for registration, but we'll get to that later on. But when we go live on November 3rd or prior, maybe like by Halloween, the website will be completed. All restaurants with their special menus and things of that nature will be there. I think there's also a passport system, so the more restaurants you visit, there may be incentives for restaurant patrons to visit as many restaurants as possible. So we're gonna also talk about that when we have our one-on-one with Matt from Brighter Travel. So we've begun, everyone here, and as well as whoever's going to watch this recording, we've begun. If you have questions, I think I can put it in the chat, because I think the chat is accessible once I post it on YouTube, I think. I'm going to put my email address in the chat, so that anyone watching this, if you have questions or you want to sign up.
Jason, could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Just for context for folks who maybe didn't participate last year, could you, or perhaps Danielle, give kind of like a summary of the types of promotions that were done, like the types of outlets and frequency for Restaurant Week, and if there's anything different we can expect for this year?
Danielle, you want to jump in?
Yeah, so for promotions, I know last year we did our usual commercial on television. So we usually promote hey, restaurant week is coming up, be on the lookout. And we typically also do promotions on radio stations as well. So usually with WPKN or any other restaurant that's willing, or not restaurant, any other radio station that's willing to participate with us to broadcast the restaurant week. Um, and we also, of course, the bare bones of promotion, we use social media to our advantage as well. So in this case, we'll be putting out promotion as much as possible. Um, and given once we start to collect a list of all the participating restaurants, then from there, what we'll do is we'll house that information either on our website or on the Brighter Travel website. And then from there, participants or anyone that wants to, take part in restaurant week, like restaurant goers at least, they'll be able to see the restaurants that are participating, menu items that will be either discounted, or if there's like a prefix menu, um people will be able to see that ahead of time so they know, I'm going to visit this restaurant to, grab this bite to eat, things like that. And we will also do, I think, if I'm not mistaken, last year we also did a banner outside of our building at 999 Broad Street. And we also do a billboard too. So we try to pull out all the stops when it comes to promotion and advertising, especially when it comes to something like this with, we don't want to just cater to Bridgeport residents, but we want to make sure we're pulling in other visitors and tourists from neighboring cities and towns, especially during the time of restaurant week when there's probably a concert happening, or there's probably other things happening downtown, or not just downtown, but just throughout the city as a whole. We want to make sure we are aligning with what's happening in the city, and that way pulling more customers and more clientele, more attention to some of the restaurants that are participating. So we'll pretty much see the same thing this year for promotion, pulling out all the stops, of course, and just wanting to make sure this restaurant week is successful. So yeah.
And again, all of the advertising, all of the radio ads, the billboards, the signage, the TV commercials, the flyers, the publicity, the marketing, the social media, the email campaigns, all of the platform that we're giving for this event is totally free of charge for the restaurants this year. So, it's a great opportunity to get some free publicity for your restaurant, or your eatery, for this in the city of Bridgeport. I'm even thinking, as Danielle was talking, and we may even do some impromptu, this is more of a me project, but we may be able to do some, impromptu, interviews for the restaurants that are going to be participating, to kind of bring more awareness to the restaurants. Hey, I'm going to be in restaurant week, and, this is some of the things I have, and we can post it on social media, to kind of gain some traction to it. So, at the end of the day, the bottom line is there's stuff happening in Bridgeport, and we want as much of Bridgeport to be involved as possible. So we're doing events like this, and there's also some, look out for the first ever downtown wine trail that's going to be coming up too. So there's things happening, and we want to make sure everyone is on board and everyone is involved, and it's a wonderful experience. So November 3rd to November 9th, Restaurant Week 2025. Savor the flavor, taste the town. I think there's a hashtag. I don't remember what it is. I think it's hashtag Bridgeport Eats 2025. The official hashtag will be on the flyer, but we want to make sure that if you're out and about and you're taking pictures and you're mentioning it, you want to make sure you put the hashtag in there to raise awareness. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Again, this video will be posted on our YouTube channel by the end of the day. Make sure that if you when you go to the YouTube channel, you copy the link and share the link to as many people as you know, so that they can rewatch this. They kind of get an understanding of the direction we're moving in with the Restaurant Week 2025. Savor the flavor, taste the town. Hashtag Bridgeport Eats 25, I think. But again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Ms. Washington. And you'll hear from us soon. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.